These couch commentators and prop spinning maniacs talking about hydroplane racing and whatever else comes to mind. It's meant to be entertaining, occasionally informative, and almost never politically correct. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of any racing organization, sponsors, or anyone with actual authority. There may be a few cuss words, because that's how real racers and real fans talk. If you're underage, overly sensitive, or allergic to fun, maybe go watch something else. We're just fourth-generation hydroplane racers. And one guy on the couch looking at you, Bobby, who've gone from the couch to the race course and somehow ended up with microphones. Cheers the Chasin' Tails crew. Brandon, Kyle, Austin, and Couch Kennedy. P.S. Don't sue us. We're just here for the rooster tails.
All right, Chasing Tails fans, we're here with episode 97, 98, one of those two. We just got back from Quake on the Lake this weekend. Not really back, 15 minutes down the road. I know we had a race out in Pateros for Western Divisionals this weekend, so we'll recap those a little bit, and then look forward to this upcoming weekend out in Bahornwa, or up in Bahornwa. But yeah, I guess we'll start with where we were this weekend. Austin, what was your thoughts on Quake on the Lake, the return after nearly 10 years?
I think it was a full-blown success. I know there was a little bit of first-year back bugs. Obviously, Saturday we didn't get all the heats off and whatnot, but then Sunday we ran through every single heat, got both Sunday and the rest of Saturday's heats off, and I think there were more fans than I was originally expecting would truthfully be there. I mean, Saturday the beach was pretty much totally lined with fans, so
yeah.
it was
Try
pretty awesome.
Mess with your mic; it's a little scratchy. But yeah, I obviously wasn't there all day on Saturday, but even there till just noon, I was pretty shocked by the amount, the size of the turnout in the park. You could obviously see even early on in the day that pontoon barge was forming across the lake between the islands, but it was really cool to see that many people show up in the park. By the time I had left, it was still noon, so I don't know that it was peak hours for people to go into the hospitality tent where they had the booze, but I was told by the end of the day that the turnout for the police foundation and the hospitality tent was pretty good. So hopefully that they were happy with that. And yeah, like you said, quite a bit more people there than we expected. It was cool to see. In the first year back, we were only able to market it so much, having limited content resources. Had basically one G-Force Photography's album or albums, and then like 4 videos off of Vimeo from back in the day. So yeah, I think in terms of what we were expecting or hoped we could get out of it this first year, we far exceeded that, and I definitely think we laid really good groundwork for the future years. And talking with Mom tonight at dinner, it seems like everything went really well with the parks, which is the main concern. If we upset them, that really hurts our chances of coming back. It is a state park. We need their approval. We need to follow their rules. So the fact that they were happy and excited about the event definitely bodes well for future years.
Yeah.
But onto the racing, that lake or that course is interesting, man. That's about the closest to a circle I've ever driven on. I mean,
Yeah.
there's some straightaway there. I don't want to make it seem like it is a total circle, but they don't last long. It's not. You spend a lot of time with your wheel turned on that one, and the conditions, at least for me on Sunday, weren't super ideal for a record. I don't think we were able to get any records on Sunday, but we did have 2 in the flat bottom classes on Saturday with Parks Jones in the SE and then John Britton in the SA. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the conditions were super favorable. And again, I was talking to Bob today, those records down in Lakeland where a lot of them exist now are quite a bit closer to sea level than we are.
Yeah, no, conditions mean a lot for it. And like you were saying, Sunday, it definitely got a little bit windy and rainy,
choppy.
So
It's probably it's the roughest I can ever remember that course looking, honestly.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially when granted, just big boats being out there, but that still affects it. I mean, you kind of got the waves bouncing off the boat line and everything off the big boat. So depending what heats go out before you, I know when I went out the first time, it was right after the SEs, and just the flat bottoms put out a pretty good job when I first.
Yeah, my first time was right after the
warm-up.
GNH National Mod combination. So
Yeah, they had rollers coming on the beach. So.
yeah, it wasn't ideal.
No.
But yeah, it's still an awesome course. You know, we didn't have massive boat count, but I thought we had a pretty good turnout for the first year, and a couple of the classes did put on some good racing. Obviously, the flat bottom racing, I'd say, was probably the best this weekend. You know, the SE class between Britain and Parks, they had, at least from what I saw on Sunday, they had 2 deck-to-deck battles for 5 laps. I would imagine it was the same or very close on Saturday, and then Hendrickson and Ryan were putting on a good battle for third, at least on Sunday. Again, I didn't get to see all their heats on Saturday, but so they thought the flat bottoms put on a really good show. And I've said it before this year. The flat bottoms have really impressed me. You know, growing up, I was always such a big hydro fan, and not that I didn't watch the flat bottoms, but it's just I was so much more interested in the hydros, and I found the flat bottoms very fun to watch this year, and a big contributor to the show at each site. So hopefully we can keep seeing that, and maybe they can get some more out there. And I know there's a bunch of them hanging out in garages and shit all over the East Coast. So see if we can bring some more of them out of the woodworks.
For real.
350 battle was pretty good between Patrick and Bobby. I really did not think that the game on was going to be that fast. I think the Quake fans, you know, they haven't been to a race or had the race there in so long, you know, the locals, but I don't think they realize how dominant Bobby's been for the last probably 8 years, 7, 8 years, something like that, or maybe not quite that long. But he basically anywhere he's shown up, he's been the top dog, and in most cases the favorite, and at the end of the weekend the winner. So to see somebody have that much speed over him was definitely surprising to me. And I'm sure Bobby's gonna be ready to get back after it, maybe another time this year and then next year, and try and reclaim that dominant seat. But hats off to those game on guys, man. After the damage, the level of damage they suffered in Madison, to not only get that thing back on the water in a pretty short amount of time relative to the damage, and then, you know, right out of the box, things just an absolute missile.
Yeah, didn't skip
looks
a single
good,
beat.
sounds good, fast as shit.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy on Saturday. I was leaving to go try to grab the cable for the battery pack, and I heard that they were leaving the pit, so I told Jillian, I'm like, we got to watch the first lap of this race. Of course, we get into like the second, third lap, because you can't walk away from that. And it was right as Patrick overtook Bobby, because Bobby was leading them the first probably 2 laps, I think, or at least keeping right with him. And then I was like, geez, did like Bobby break down or something? But
yeah, I watched that one on the stream. I was actually sitting there in the reception at the wedding ceremony at the wedding, waiting for it to start. Everybody was still kind of, you know, chatting and everything, and I had that one sitting on my lap, and I watched Patrick go around the outside, and I was like, what the just happened? Like, that's not something you've never seen with the 242, and not knocking Bobby. I mean, that's more a hats off thing to the 924. I mean, those guys were absolutely rolling.
Turn your phone volume down, Bob.
My what?
Your phone volume. We can hear it.
Whatever you're watching the podcast on.
I ain't watching the podcast.
Oh, then your computer volume.
Then you're echoing then.
My computer volume's not on.
Then you're echoing.
What the hell? Yo, that's all you guys. You guys aren't echoing.
We've been in here not echoing the whole time.
What do I do? What do I do?
I don't know.
Just go out and come back in.
You know how long I had to wait to get back and get in here?
Like
Just go out and come back in. Shouldn't take that long. But yeah, and you know who else ran really good in 350 class was Dylan. I love watching Dylan run, man. Dude just flies the shit out of that boat. Things just don't gotta worry about Dylan being sucked down to the water. And I'm excited to see what Dylan could do once they get new sponsons put on that thing, and if he keeps working at that LS package, it sounds like the thing's got a lot of potential. And if he can get that thing up to competitive speed with those top guys, it'll be really fun to watch once they upgrade that boat.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely never afraid to run that boat for sure. And I know he's continued to put a lot of hard work, pretty much by himself. I mean, him and his dad are really the only two doing anything to that boat, so it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, we need a sponsor for new fucking live stream material. Like, I need a stand for my camera because this thing I got, it's just not working. Like, it's crooked.
So why don't you sit at your desk?
I'm not going to sit at my desk. I got to, man, that's because this is more comfortable.
You complaining about the equipment, we ain't using it what it's meant for. Oh, look at that. It's
$10 camera off Temu.
Well, that's your problem right there.
Yeah.
It's whatever guys you guys are running that.
Can't believe you even got it.
You guys don't run the Ankler anymore?
I do, and I never have any problems with it.
Oh, yeah.
Other than my seat, like, going to drop me down below it, but that's a seat problem.
I just have a cat that tries to kill me every 5 seconds.
So what are you guys covering?
I've just kind of been going through Quake. What? Yeah, we didn't get to do any donuts this weekend.
No one did donuts this weekend. Looks like we get to keep our $1,000 that we put up for someone to go out and do a donut.
Dude, I'll just tell you this: I ain't doing donuts after taking second. That's not. Happening.
Easy $1,000.
I did a full course donut technically.
All you had to do is go. Someone had to go do a donut, whether it was you guys, someone in the 350s, the national mods, the 2.5 mods, the vintage. The vintage could have got $1,000 if we went out and did a donut.
Hey, Steve and them got me to do a full course donut.
Imagine one of those vintage guys would have went out there, tried to do a donut, and like just slapped the side in and ejected himself.
I would have been there for it.
We'd have had to give him $2,000 for that.
I would have upped it. Yeah, yeah.
What?
So what'd you guys cover so far? Just
we talked about flat bottoms, and we just kind of talked about 350s.
Hey, I'll touch on the flat bottoms a little bit. These flat bottom guys are making hydros look stupid. They're going out there and setting records wherever they go.
Yeah.
I mean, man, Parks and Britain, that they are making one hell of a Hall of Champions run right now. They both got 2 records throughout the season under their belt. They're just.
I think Britain's got 3 because he set one in Barker's boat.
Oh, did he?
I think he had 2 in Decatur.
Oh, okay, wow. Yeah, that's
man, at that point he's effectively got to get into Hall of Champions as long as he wins high points, right?
Like I said before, yeah, he did get 2 before because I remember saying this. Just give him the jack.
Yeah,
just give it to him.
There's been a lot of inductions.
I mean, but I gotta say, if someone's demeanor and how they are is taken into consideration, those 2 flat bottom guys, Parks and Britain, 2 of the nicest guys you'll talk to in the whole pits.
Oh yeah,
they're phenomenal. A couple phenomenal drivers, phenomenal people, human beings, and they're awesome to have around. That's for sure.
And they're like true professionals at their job. You know, they show up, their equipment's ready to go, they take good care of it, they're working on it in between heats, making changes, trying to make it go faster. And I mean, I walked by Britain's one point on Sunday. He's sitting there under the back, and I couldn't tell exactly what he was hammering on, but he's just got a mallet and he's beating on something underneath the transom. It was loud as shit too.
No, it's cool.
Yeah. The flat bottoms have put on a good show this year. Like, obviously they've been able to set several records, but like a lot of really good side-by-side racing, not even just for first. We were saying Hendrickson and Ryan Timmerman were putting on a really good show for third pretty much every heat this weekend too.
Yeah.
Which is cool to see. And I feel like the flat bottoms are a very fan relatable class. I think it's kind of boat you're going to see a lot more often. Maybe not necessarily up here. You don't see a lot of those flat bottom jet boats up in Michigan, but other parts of the country, you see quite a bit of those.
I mean, the Michigan hot boats, they have a
That's
number
true.
of flat bottoms, but
That's true.
they don't have propellers. They're all, I believe they're
I think most of the ones
jet-driven.
you see nowadays are jet boats. And you don't see them around us, at least, because we don't really have big enough lakes for those things around here.
Because it takes a different breed to drive an open boat flat bottom with a propeller on the bottom. Most of your guys who are just doing it for a weekend spin around the lake, they don't want to deal with the propeller jerking the boat around. They just like those jet drives where it's nice and a smooth ride. But
it was interesting watching Parks and John go at it. I think John was driving one of Barker's boats, and I don't know if it's just something with the way that particular Barker boat was set up, but dude, his almost looked like a skiff. They were side by side for 5 laps, and John's just sitting there the whole straightaway every time, just up and down.
It might just
still fast.
It might just be the Bismuth hull. I believe it's a Bismuth.
Dude, if you could put 10 flat bottoms in front of me, 10 different hulls, and I'd tell you they were all made by the same guy. I couldn't tell you a difference.
Yeah. I seen Rachel Katapovich this weekend, and I stopped and talked to her, and flat bottoms came up, and then I was like, "Yeah, your dad's K-boat's my favorite of all time when I was little." That K-boat is Fission. It's awesome. It's beautiful looking boat. Yeah. So anyway, flat bottoms, and then we had some rain. Rain was cool.
Yeah, I'd say as far as the rain, it was cool to see what appeared, how many people, like, because obviously the crowd wasn't as big on Sunday, but it was a pretty good crowd, and how many people, it at least seemed to me, went and just sat in their cars during the rain and waited it out and then came back, because before we even got going again with heats, before we even got going again with heats, basically the crowd had returned in similar size, and I was like, whoa. I figured once the rain hit, everybody just, see ya, I'm heading home.
Yeah, I was talking to Steve. I was on the radio with Steve, and I was like, "Steve, we're I think it looks clear up ahead. Let's just keep the boats in the water." He's like, "Okay." Then it started pouring. I'm like, "Steve, let's take the boats out." He goes, "Okay." So we take the boats out, and then all of a sudden we've got boats on the trailer and it clears. I'm like, "Man, can't make up its mind."
Yeah.
Can't make up its mind, but
it's Michigan.
It was a lot of rain for a short period of time, but
yeah, I gotta say, Steve Armstrong being head referee was pretty cool. He got things going and it was good. And then him and Barry Prey worked pretty good with each other. So no, it was cool. I think the only major, I mean, Saturday, I think too many people had issues, and trying to give them time, it just created just created a cluster, and it's no one's fault. It's just one of those things.
It's the first time back in a long time, and you got the non-dock situation, 2 cranes, which Sunday, I think, after one day under everybody's belt, kind of working with each other and on the same page. Sunday, I mean, we had an hour and a half rain delay, and we were done by 4.
Yeah,
4:30 maybe.
Could have been no. Well, if you want to count, if you don't want to, let's just say heat racing. Heat racing was done. The last heat went out at 4:00. Without that rain delay, we could have been done at 2:45.
Yeah, for sure.
So with that said, got to come up with some ideas for next year. But anyway,
well, I think the biggest thing is hopefully we can get more boats next year. I know we originally, with what, and obviously some boats had some attrition issues throughout the year, and I know Liddy Coat and them, they didn't get their engine in time. And so there's just, things that happen. Every race kind of has that risk. But, at one point, with what we were hoping for in boat count, we were looking at not necessarily eliminations, but being able to split up the 2.5 and 350 class. So there's 2 extra heats.
Yeah.
But
hopefully there's ideas for next year though. Like, hydro hot laps. If we can get the water maybe like 30 minutes sooner than what we could this year. Hydro hot laps, you take your whatever throughout the day, whatever class has the best show out in the water. You tell them you guys are going. Obviously you get a sponsor for this, Dash for Cash, and they go out and race for cash for a third heat. That's not for points, but they do a little Dash for Cash, and then run an invitational. You take your 2.5 mod, a 350, national mod, GNH, put them out there, invitational. That APBA's got to get away from this. Just, oh, well, this is how we do it. Everyone needs points, blah, blah, blah. We're doing it just for points. No, we got to start putting a better show for the fans that are sitting there. People loved it. People were happy. There was some good racing this weekend. 2.5 stock. I think Austin and Kreitzer went at it one heat. Kyle, you went at it with Woody one heat. That was pretty good.
Tried to go at it again the next heat.
Try to go
Bo
at it
had
again
other
next
ideas.
heat. You just turn faster in an F1 car.
I was weird as shit, man.
Yeah,
I got no idea.
it's just
That's kind of what it did in Brockville, but Brockville was I just hit a
yeah.
wave.
I think water in the boat contributed to that. Just
It might have. That's
over.
what Dad was saying. He
When
said
you're going
he
through
didn't
the
think.
corner, it sloshes over, puts pressure on that right sponson, and then it just digs in.
Because I watched the video that I got of it, and it's just like the boat just as it comes around that buoy, it's just that sponson just sinks below the surface.
Yeah,
It's not like the boat tips over or hits anything. It just drops below the surface and around it went.
yeah.
Didn't go all the way around either. It was just like a little. It's like on a jet ski. You know what I mean?
But there were some good heats in 2.5. Two heats that I stopped and watched. One was the 350 heat, and then another one was the National Mod / GNH heat.
The one with Cal and
Yeah,
the last National
Cal
Mod
and Tom.
GNH heat.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, I stopped and watched both of them on Sunday, but both 350 heats. But I'm pretty sure anyone who loves boat racing will want to watch Bobby King, Patrick Hayworth, the game on, go at it weekend after weekend after weekend.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Hats off, even though it's their hat. Hats off to the game on. They've done their homework, and those guys are smoking fast. Patrick's doing a great job driving it. But Bobby King, he's going back to the drawing board. He's not just going to go home and sit and say, "Well, that's it. I can't. I don't have anything." Bobby's going to go do his homework. He's going to go figure some stuff out, and I want to watch those two go at it every weekend. It's going to be awesome. Both good drivers, and they'll put on one hell.
It was fun. It was fun, especially they did it more so in that Sunday final. But watching them sit there and just shadow each other for 5 minutes in the warm up was amusing.
Bobby King did a goat move, left the pits, got on the inside of Patrick. Patrick tried shaking him during the warm up, speeding up. Bobby'd speed up. Patrick slow down. Bobby'd slow down. There's only a couple ways to counter that. But Bobby did a really good job getting the inside from Patrick. And he said he had no choice. He had to have the inside to have a shot. But no, it was cool to watch those two. Like I said, both good drivers, both phenomenal boats, and it was cool. It was cool. And then the other heat, old Cal's back, man. Cal and Mr. Hines, they both came back.
Just because I only got to watch those guys run on Sunday. Watching those two heats, in the one heat, Tom had the inside, Cal was outside of him, and they finished 3/4 of a tail to a tail off. And then the next heat, it was reversed, and they finished 3/4 of a tail to a tail off. I mean, those things are like identical.
Yeah.
It's so funny because they are so different. You got like old school, that's a wood boat, is it not?
Yeah. Which one?
Cal's. Yeah.
Yep.
Old school wood. Is that Staudecker?
Built in the late 80s or early 90s.
Yeah. And then I don't know when Ray's that one was built.
That one
fairly.
So
new.
that one used to, all right. So that one used to be a 5-liter back in the 1990.
Okay, so it is the same hull.
But throughout the years, it was changed and changed and changed. And then Ray cut the sponsons off, build a new setter section, put new sponsons on, put a new cell in. So I want to say the sponsons are original from the from the 5-liter back in the 90s that Wheeler Baker drove.
Okay.
I'm sure someone in the comments is trying to correct me, but I remember watching that boat at Essex, Maryland, when I was younger. All growing up, I always watched that boat. I mean,
I've seen
growing
heats
up,
from that boat at Valleyfield and stuff.
yeah, growing up, I'd watch Tommy Hines race and Calvin Phibbs race. So it's just cool, man. That was cool seeing that. So I think that lays it to rest. Anyone who wants to argue against the National Mod and GNH not combining it, they don't want it to happen. That's proof in the pudding right there. It needs to happen. I mean, rather than putting 2-3 GNHs out in the water and 2-3 National Mods out in the water, you put 6 out in the water.
Yeah, it would have been 3 and 3.
You had some of the best racing all weekend in the biggest, fastest classes, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I think if you're able to get it to where you got 4 in each, I think at 4 in each, I would be willing to split them up. But when you got 3 and 3 or 3 and 2, like I just feel like they're so often they're able to put on a good show with each other out there. Because like even when they were running, it was like intermittent on positions. You had in the final, you had GNH, National Mod, GNH, I think. And I don't know what it was the rest of the heats, but it was fairly intertwined. So I think it says that alone, the finishing position, say it puts on a good show.
Yeah. I even if they have 4 in each class, I still say combine them. It's going to do.
It depends on what you have for other boats in the.
It's
in the
going
pits.
To, all right. This is this is the only way you change my mind. You give me 3 weekends in a row or 3 weekends in a year where you have 4 national mods, 0 breakdown, and you have 4 GNHs and 0 breakdown. That's the only way to change my mind.
Oh, you can change it in the middle of the weekend. If you start with 4 and 4 and then one of them loses, then boom, you guys are running together.
Yeah. But then
it's what we did this weekend. They started split up and then we combined them.
Yeah, I just think they need to be combining it.
I think in the current state of both fields, you combine them. If you get the one race a year where you get 4 and 4, maybe it's a title event or something. I'm okay at 4 and 4 and splitting them up, especially at a title event. But once one of them goes down, just run them together. They can still be scored separately. And honestly, at that point, what difference does it really make?
Yeah. So, Austin, what did you think about Quake on the Lake being back for the first year?
I loved it. It was very nice. Only driving about 15 minutes to get home. The course was, like Kyle said, pretty interesting. There's a straightaway there, but
not much.
It's got to be the easiest entrance and exit.
Yeah, it's the first time I haven't seen Austin damn near roll the thing, enter in every turn.
Yeah.
You just carry so much. Like you don't normally when you set for the turn, you feel the speed drop. Like you kind of feel the boat dig in a little bit, and you just don't. It's just there's not enough difference between the turn speed and the straightaway speed to really feel it.
Yeah, it's just constant acceleration, especially with the Honda.
I mean it's cool to run on a big, wide, fast course like that, but at the same time, it's boring.
Yeah, I think the 2.5 stock class and the 350 class, you can get entertainment in it, even as a driver, if you get enough fast boats.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
I think either way, I still like a big turn, one tight turn.
Yeah.
Teardrop. I think it's exciting for the fans. I think it tests the drivers and adds a little bit of competition. It's just it's boring on big, wide, sweeping turns. Both turns identical to each other. There's not a lot of challenge in it. But I do think like if you do that a teardrop race at Pontiac Lake, it would be amazing because
I don't know that you have the room for it.
there is because you can take you can move turn 1 down a little bit, and turn 2 can go way further down. Um, uh,
I guess my
But it
question
would
is
be
how far would you have to move 1 down to teardrop 2? Because you can't make turn 2 any wider. Where you're already fucking 30 feet off the pits when you come by on the outside.
no, you don't make it wider. You make turn 2 narrower. You make it more narrower and bring it out a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
just
then
extend the course.
you'd have to push turn 1 down far enough to make that up. I just don't know how far you can go back down with 1.
It can happen, but I mean, it doesn't need to be an exact mile.
Yeah, that's the allure though. That's why you get people to come as the mile record.
But all right, answer me this: how many people are capable of setting a record at Pontiac Lake?
I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm just saying, as someone trying to put on the race and trying to get boats, you got to go with what people are shooting for, and
Yeah, I mean,
that was our main attraction to racers this year. Was it's a record course.
all right. So we gained
2.
besides flat bottoms, we gained 1 boat that would go for a record.
Yeah.
That would not be coming. We gained 1 boat that would go for a record, and that was game on.
I'm just telling you, man.
I know.
It matters.
I know.
It matters when you're trying to get boats.
I know. I'm just saying that. I'm saying
If we can teardrop it, I think in a couple years, especially if we see that, and like you and I were talking today, a lot of the records that have been set there were kind of related to changes that were made in different classes, or boats, different style of boat being built in the case of the 2.5 mods, and those things just came out and basically were breaking their own records repeatedly.
Yeah.
And Lakeland, they're not called the Lake of Records for no reason. That place is insanely fast. And one thing I was talking to Bobby King about this week, and that basically that whole lake's got cattails around it, and I feel like cattails just eat the wake instead of bouncing it back at you.
Well,
So
you have cattails
smooth.
and lily pads, so
yeah, and it just stays smooth.
It doesn't
for you.
bounce back and come back. And one major factor, Bruno with the game on pointed out, which I kind of knew, I just didn't know it was this much difference. Pontiac Lake is 800 feet above sea level when Lakeland is 0. So your engine performance is going to be way better at 0 sea level. So
we'll see.
Nothing against Pontiac Lake. I mean, so back in the day when all the records were set, like I explained to Kyle, it was pretty much a perfect storm. You had a race that came on that knew they had great water. They put on a record course, Quake on the Lake. And around the time, you had the 2-stroke come in, and then you had John Staldecker building the new design. So between 1 liter mod and 2.5 mod, there was records set left and right. And then I want to say, I don't know, did Cal set the record in the national mod when he drove Shaller's there?
I don't know.
And then Bert set a record there, but I mean, how many? I mean,
it's like the only mile course. GP's record course. That GP's
so it's just all the perfect storm, and the records since then have been set at better
Lakeland or the
sea
West
level.
Coast.
Better, I mean,
or Hampton. You get good stuff at Hampton.
No, Hampton. Nothing was never said at Hampton.
No.
Nope. It's just too hot and too humid there.
That's fair.
You think Lakeland would, but that's why Lakeland's in the fall.
Yeah, it's true. We'll see. I do think that 2.5 stock record is breakable. I'm not 100% sure because it's kind of hard to look at a time when you hook into the infield and have to loop back around a buoy. But I do think our setup would have been much, much faster in that second go at it, and that was in some pretty shit conditions. I don't know. We'll see. There's also a couple 2.5 stocks at the moment that are faster than us. And, they're already going to have a couple second advantage on that difference that we needed to make up. So I think if in a couple years, like 2-3 years, especially if the race, we're able to keep this thing going, if no records are being set, I do think we look into that teardrop option just for the sake of the racing, especially if we're able to get more boats out there. That would be, I think, really cool. And there's no denying that the teardrop course puts on better racing at this point. It's been proven repeatedly.
Yeah, I think so. And it'd be interesting to see just much faster the racing would be on a teardrop and smooth water versus Beauharnois, Brockville, Tonawanda.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I mean, you're going to lose time relative to that big ass course, but I think a lot of it too is just the water quality racing on Pontiac. Like, I mean, that was, in my opinion, the roughest I've ever seen Pontiac Lake on Sunday, like with boats out there.
Yeah.
Especially in my heat. I mean, I went on after the GNH National Mod Combine, and it was still pretty choppy out there. But that's freaking nice up there.
It's glass compared.
We see that in the morning. We're like, hell yeah, it's gonna be a great day, guys.
Yeah, wait until you get there. Wait until you get to Beauharnois this weekend.
Saturday is going to be fine, maybe a little breezy. Sunday is going to be.
Oh no, it doesn't matter about the wind. It matters if those locks are open.
If that dam's open
about
or
a
not.
quarter-mile upriver right there.
I forgot what year it was. We were sitting there. It's like midday Saturday, and I think Dad was like, "Hey, it's probably going to be a little rougher in this next heat. They just opened that dam." I'm like, why?
Yep.
We got to tell them no. Give us 2 days. But
yeah,
overall, I think Quake was a big success. We, also kind of talked about it. Like, fan turnout was, in my opinion, much better than I was not necessarily expecting, but I was like confident in. You just don't know.
Yeah.
And I felt like I wasn't able to do as much marketing or promotion for it as I would have liked, not having a ton of content, Quake specific content to use. I tried to mooch some from some other races, but I didn't want to take too much away from other races because we're going to need to use that for those guys next year too. So
yeah,
but
I do gotta say it was a major freaking tease that we're sitting there working on boats, and right over the fence was the beer tent.
yeah. They moved it a little farther away from us on Sunday.
Yeah, they did.
So, but yeah, no, Quake. I'm pretty certain, almost 100% certain that we will be back again next year. I guess my only ask to the racing community is let's get some more boats out there. 2.5 stocks, 350s, flat bottoms. If we can get some more national mods and GNHs out of the garages, that would be awesome. We pulled one out this weekend. So shoot, it'd be nice if we could get the 1 liters. We had the Y20 there, but if we could get Timmy out here, maybe Ritz, Sean. I know Sean and them, they're going for high points this year. You got the bonus race out west this weekend, so I can understand it.
I'm kind of thinking the 1 liter mods are extinct on the East Coast, so
it's starting to feel like it. That's for sure.
At this point, it's just
if we can get them out, it'd be awesome. Get 4 or 5 of them that they put on a good show. But if not, let's get the ones we do got. Throw a little longer pipe on that thing and come out there. But should we move on to Beauharnois?
Yeah.
Gonna be got big weekend.
Hey boys. Are we live on Facebook? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, we are. My phone just wasn't showing it. What are we moving on to?
Beauharnois.
Oh wait, before
Beauharnois.
And somebody's gonna need to. If anybody from the West Coast is watching and can let us know all the results. The only results I saw, because it was really the only ones I saw being posted. I know Ulsh was going live, but Cannon Cushing, first overall in the 2.5 stock class and won the Western Divisionals.
Yes, sir.
Congrats to him. Sorry, I almost dumped the thing. I don't know if you guys saw that clip. Ulsh, it was like one of his lives, or no, I think it was somebody on his team posted it. They were all going into turn 1, and I couldn't tell if Katie came in or if whoever was on the inside came out, or he was trying to stick it in a lane that wasn't his. But Katie set for the turn a little bit behind Preston, and you could see Cannon was in the rooster tail there somewhere, and then all of a sudden he just comes out of the tail like this, plops down, settles back up, kept going. But yeah, he got up there.
Yeah, it's exciting with the 1.5 stock class, how it blew up out west and all the young kids are getting in. But if you notice, there's also the younger generation. I mean, your guys' generation and even younger getting
Well,
into
they're
the
all
two and a
they all
half
pretty
stock
much
class.
graduated to 2.5 at this point. All the
Yeah,
ones
getting
that we
in
were
the 2.5
talking about.
stock class. I mean, it's exciting future out west. They're doing a really good job in getting the next generation into racing and bringing it in, putting kids in boats in 1 liter stock class, only 1.5 stock class, and then bring them in the 2.5 stock class. It's awesome. It's pretty cool.
You have to think they're going to be. I have to imagine they're going to either put a Ford or a Honda in Haley's boat here at some point, and
Yeah,
she's going to run with those guys too.
I'm
They
assuming so.
They got 7, 8 boats, like competitive boats out there running. I've watched several of their heats, and like they're putting on a really good show.
Yeah. No, it's pretty exciting. They're getting a lot of young blood in boat racing, and they're doing a good job promoting it out there. And my hat's off to them. Whoever keeps, someone's doing it right out there to attract all these kids, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
we gotta learn what they're doing out there, and we gotta bring it back to the East Coast, get some younger kids in.
You see HRL doing it. HRL's had a huge influx of younger people in the last couple years. They're about to run into a problem where there's just no boats for any young person to get into at this point. I mean, if you look at that R class this year, they're like all first or second year drivers, almost all of them, if not all of them. And as far as I could tell, it's none of them are like, this isn't for me. They're all going out there having fun, pushing hard, doing really well. So I don't see any of those rides opening up. When's the last time hydroplane racing had a boat problem?
All the time. We got a boat problem.
We rarely ever have somebody come in and they're like, "No, you ain't got a boat. There's no boats for sale, dude."
No, I mean there's not a lot of boats for sale out there. I mean,
no, there's not, but there's more than people coming in.
Yeah.
I don't know if HRL is going to have it be the same after these last couple years of influx into that R class.
I mean, that's true. There are 2 great boats sitting right now. If anyone's watching and they're interested in getting into boats, there's 2 classes that you should definitely get into if you want to pick one. 2.5 stock, I would contact Grant Hearn or contact us. Grant Hearn has a phenomenal boat for sale, minus the trailer, but we can get you a trailer somehow. That one's a great boat to get into. You can either start out slow in it. You can, if you want to go, you can go win heats in it. That's how good it is. Another boat is the Pennzoil 350. I'm not sure what it comes with. Oh, and Becky's
got 2.
So you got the Pennzoil H300. That boat, has 350 in it. It's fast. It's really fast.
Yeah.
And then you got Becky's boat that's pretty fast. That one's in Michigan. So if anyone's looking for a boat or wants to get in the sport, drop us a message and we'll try to get you in.
One other 350. It's not one you're gonna really go win against the more modern fleet in, but if you're looking to just kind of come in and get your feet wet, Carl Adams also has his.
Yep, Carl, that one just
good one to come
sale.
in.
Yep.
Just go out for a season or 2 and learn and get your bearings.
Yeah, I think one thing that we need to try to do, I mean, maybe contact these owners, just be like, can we put your stuff on Chase and Tails, start pushing it that it's for sale? Because we don't want these boats to sit. I mean,
no, we need
Grant Hearns, his 2.5.
That's a haul that
for
needs
sale.
to be running, dude.
Yeah, that's been sitting for a few years. Yeah, Jacob has. We need to get these boats and we need to start blasting them all over the internet that they're for sale, so we can get them sold. So they.
I wish they were all like. It's the one problem, and it's not really a problem with boat racing. It's just nature of boat racing is we're so spread out. It'd be cool if we could just get them all down at the driving school or just shows and stuff. And it's just there's no way you can get all those boats together that many times.
If I wanted to go 2.5 stock right now, and I had the option to either A, get a boat built, or B, buy Grant Hearns, I will. No offense to anyone, I would buy Grant Hearns. That boat's a great boat.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see how that thing would do with a Honda in it.
I think it would
wicked
be
fast.
I think it would be fast.
Yeah. So right on the Bullhorn Wall. We got some. I mean, the storylines write themselves this weekend for Bullhorn Wall, man. You got 3 3 classes within 4 points for the championship. Our class is 3 points, separating Aiden and Sovi in first and Lucas DeRoche in second. Pro Hydro, dead tied between Dominic Mesanov and Guillaume. And then what's the other one? 350, I think, is 4 points between Nick Roos and Tommy Shannon. Like, that's
Really?
going to be that's going to be a duel. All 3 of those are going to be awesome to watch. Because Pro Hydro, if you watch back like through the streams and stuff this year, Guillaume and Dominic have been going back and forth all year.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then same with Lucas and Aiden. They both like that points battle's got like the whole, they've had deck to deck heats. They had that race in Madison or in Valleyfield where they finished like that half a sponsor in tops. And then they both had like kind of these bits of misfortune throughout the year. You know, I know Aiden had a bad heat where I think he finished like 5th or 6th in Valleyfield. Lucas had the DNF in Tonawanda, and it's just kind of all built up to this 3-point situation going into the final weekend. It's almost a bummer that they're not going to be in the same heat until the final, but at the same time, it's really cool because if they can go out there and match each other the whole time, that literally makes it a final that's the decider. If they're able to go 1-2 in the final, the winner wins championship.
Well, and it comes down to who will screw up the least amount.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it comes down to.
And if it gets to the final and they're still in that part, then it just becomes to who wants it more.
Yeah.
If they get to the head-to-head, you know, all weekend it's just, you know, match your opponent. Maybe if you're Lucas, you try to push it a little bit, but I think still your mindset has to be, I get to race him head-to-head in that final. The goal is just to match him, see if I can get lane 1 on time, and there we go.
Yeah.
Got to beat him head-to-head. And then, I mean, it's the same thing in Pro Hydro, obviously. They just actually get to race each other the 3 heats going into it.
Yeah.
So that, you know, somebody's gotta fall behind going into it, and then you kind of have to respond. You don't, with a 5-boat clash, you don't want to be going into the final having to make up 2 positions worth of points, because then you're relying on somebody else to do your work for you to some degree. And the 350, that one could come down to a tie. Like, actually, the championship, you think about it, could come down to a tie, because if those 2 go and perform top 2 on the weekend, which is no guarantee with how competitive that 350 class has been. I mean, you got Jacob, Bert's been really fast. You got Eddie in the 999, could totally get in there and, you know, either split them for lanes going into the final, or maybe Eddie makes his way into lane 1 and then sticks those 2 in 2 and 3, which makes it more interesting for them. I don't know if the 300 is going to be up there for Beauharnois. Maybe that one's definitely one that could throw a wrench in it. But let's say, works out to where they match each other all weekend. They're sitting 1 and 2 in the final. If Tommy, I think Tommy's in second. If Tommy wins, makes up the 4 points, Roos takes second, that puts them dead tied.
What do you do? You know what you do for the tiebreaker?
I think it comes down to the amount of final wins.
No, you don't let it win on some. Let's go back and look at stuff. You bring them back in, put them on the trailer, fill their gas tanks back up, head-to-head duel, 1 and 2 out there, finish
Flip
out
a coin
the year.
for lane.
Yeah, flip a coin for the lane, duke it out on the race course. Don't go back. Oh, who did this or who did
that?
No,
would be.
no,
I will say that would be so cool to watch.
That would
Just
be the most epic
shootout.
thing ever. If you have a dead tie at the end of the year, last race, dead tie, you run it back one more time.
Start them.
Go for it.
have them start in the haulers. They got to get their suit on, helmet, everything, and run down the docks.
Put the prop on, put the carb on.
Yeah. Oh man, that'd be hilarious. But yeah, if I was HRL and I had a dead tie at the end of the year, I'd be like, fuel it up, you 2 head to head out.
Or GPA style, foot race them.
Foot race them.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
That'd probably work a little better in the R class where you got the kids, you know, the younger crew.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh,
but no, so that's cool. The F class, you have Eddie Canfouche about almost two heats ahead of John Shaw. So I think Eddie, all he has to do is go out and finish all weekend, and he's good.
Yeah, if he finishes 3 heats, and I think he could probably borderline finish last in all of them and not give up enough points to where like the final would then be it's locked.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, so they were testing today, just making sure. At this point, I imagine just making sure the thing will run.
Yeah, that's probably
that's all you got to go do. I mean, you know, Eddie, he's not going to go out there and just putz around. He's going to go out there and run hard. I mean, the boat's fast enough to go win all weekend if he wants to.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm sure there's going to be some level of caution there.
Yeah.
Hopefully the dam open would make things a lot more interesting.
You have to. Okay. If I was Eddie, this is what I would do. I'd run some solid heats, but make sure I stay out of trouble to get my points. And if I lock it up on that third heat, then in the final, gloves come off. Let's go head to head, him and John Shaw, or you know, just if you lock it up before the final, I want you to go in there in the final and show everyone why you are being crowned as the HRL champion. I don't want you to take it easy, saying, "Oh, we won. We're just taking easy." No, go in there and put your foot to the floor.
I can attest to that because I was so pissed when I lost to Matisse on. I mean, I already kind of done it on Saturday and ruined the perfect season, but not getting 6 for 6 on the finals. It's like, God damn it, man! You know, I had already locked it up going into Bullhornwall, but it's like I couldn't just close it out on top, do it the right way.
Yeah.
But not that it takes anything away from the championship. And if Eddie weren't to win the final this weekend, it would take away from the championship. But it's just in that position, it feels better to just end it that way. Be like, yep, rubber stamp of approval.
Yeah.
But I say the F class and then the GP class is kind of similar situation. I'd say the GPs maybe a tad more interesting just because there's so much more possibility for attrition or bad luck, just with, you know, how big those engines are. And but at the same time, the Canada boys been, you know, kind of the pinnacle of consistency this year. I don't think they've missed a heat that I'm aware of. They've been like that for a couple of years. They do a good job going out and finishing heats, and the performance has slowly been building. So it's obviously theirs to lose.
Serge has been doing a great job on tuning that engine and keeping it together.
You know, Andrew's going to go drive the living shit out of it and try to push Ken into mistakes. You know, they're real. The interesting thing is they do time trials to establish heats, so they can actually get into each other's heats, which really that's kind of what Andrew needs. Andrew needs to be head to head with them all weekend and just try to make up as many points as possible, try to force a mistake. But
I mean, this is virtually close to impossible to do. But if it was done, do you think Andrew would go out and try to set a time? Like, say he needs, say, Canada boy
to force himself into the heat.
Yeah. I mean, it would totally a little bit.
It would totally come down to the order that they put him in.
Yeah,
because I don't even know how HRL decides the order. It might be reverse of points or correct order of points. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But at that point, if it's correct order of points, Andrew can see the time, and then the only problem is you don't have any of the other times up at that point, so it's still wide open.
Yeah.
But
no, it'll be interesting.
If he could, if it's shook out in a way where he can kind of have a say in getting into Kent's heat, I feel like you have to.
Yep.
It's the only way you make up points is head to head, that you can control it.
Yeah.
So regardless, the GP show is going to be incredible this weekend.
No, it's going to be phenomenal in all classes. It always is. It's always exciting. But it's going to be really exciting when they get that big check at the end after winning the championship. Your cat, I don't know what your cat's doing, but it's seeing ghosts or something, dude.
He's doing
it's a cat. Lot. That's what they do.
He was just climbing through the rig trying to attack me.
Let's work our way through the classes. Little recap, or not recap, but like finishing touches and then predictions, and then we'll work our way up to GP because we obviously need to talk about GP a little bit. But our class, you know, the battle pretty much is between Aiden and Lucas. I think Ben's around 20 points back, so he's going to need a lot of fortune. Like, he's going to need two guys that have some really bad luck, quite frankly, to really enter the championship conversation. But you never know what's going to happen out there. It's really hard for me to pick between those guys. They got one, good friends with both of them, and two, they've gone back and forth all year.
I'm picking Aiden Sovey.
All right.
I'm picking Aiden. He'll put it together this weekend. He's going to pull it out. Nothing against anyone else. All those young drivers in that class have been doing a phenomenal job. You can't deny that, and it's been pretty good, nice to watch them develop throughout the year. But I'm picking Aiden just because I'm picking favorites, I guess. I've known Aiden since he was little, so yeah. I'm rooting for Aiden.
This pick basically doesn't have any basis to it. It's just you're gonna put a gun to my head. I'm gonna pick Lucas just because I feel like visually that boat just has a little bit more raw speed.
Yeah.
And again, there's not really any base to the pick, but if you're gonna put a gun to my head, I'm gonna go with Lucas. It's a coin flip.
Are you talking about a hypothetical gun?
Yeah.
I just tried to do the never mind. Couples
what
retreat
fucking movie were you just trying to
It's couples retreat. Are you putting a hypothetical gun in my head? The little Chinese dude.
What I want to happen for the art class is I want those two to match each other all weekend.
Yeah.
Outside of each other's heats, I want them to match each other all weekend, and the final to be lane 1 and 2 for the championship, winner take all. That's my hope.
I don't want to see, like, in any of these classes, I don't want to see any bull crap like hit the guy in the championship points is like a boat length back and then just randomly gets cut off. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid of
I think HRO's
not that anyone intentionally do it, but
I think HRO's really good about that because and a lot of it just has to do with the fact that their points are live. I think everybody's well enough aware of what's at stake.
Yeah.
Especially when you get to Bahornwall weekend, and HRL does a good job of in drivers meeting being like, look, if you're not, quite frankly, if you're not relevant to this heat, get the fuck out of the way. Like, it's the brutal truth. If you fall off the pace, get out of the way.
Yep.
But Austin, you got to pick.
Like you said, it's pretty much a coin toss.
Coin toss?
Aiden, coin toss. And you see why I didn't talk at the little thing on Saturday.
They should have made you give a speech.
Nah. I'm going to have to go with Aiden, I think. For once, I actually think a Ford is running a little bit more consistent than a Honda. Yeah. Unfortunately, I know Lucas has been dealing with a few issues. We're over helping him in Tonawanda, and I really do hope he can figure them out, but they've seemed to pop up at always the worst times, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, not saying fortunately, like obviously we don't want anybody to have bad luck or issues with their boat, but his issues in Tonawanda really made this championship race very interesting.
Yeah.
It was kind of exactly what Aiden and those guys needed to get back into it, because I didn't really see Lucas going and just, boats running as it should, going and dropping a ton of points to him. But yeah, I that's fair. Hopefully Lucas and them have those issues figured out, and it's just a straight duel all the way to the final.
Hopefully.
That's the hope.
That's what everyone wants, right?
Yeah. Like we said, F class, championship's not decided, but Eddie's firmly in the driver's seat. It is going to take a lot of mistakes or a lot of bad luck from the Viper team to bring John back into contention. Regardless, I feel like the F class has been underrated in the sense that everything else has just been so spectacular this year, but the racing's been really good. I think the championship battle, you obviously have that separation between the top two boats and the rest of the field a little bit, but again, for the last couple of years, that separation's been getting closer and closer and closer. And I don't want to say those two up front are maxed out, but I feel like the room for improvement is obviously less for those guys than it is the rest of the field behind them, and we're just going to keep creeping up on those guys.
Yep. I mean, picking Eddie for the championship, I'm picking John Shaw to win the final.
Thought hard about that one, Bob.
Well, I mean, all right. So
if a sports book could give me good odds on John Shaw to win the championship, I would take it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
I need like plus 10,000.
So I'm picking. The reason I'm picking John Shaw to win the final. I hear this is Al Thompson's last year, so I hear the boat's going up for sale. So
John's going to drive the absolute piss.
Yeah, it would be cool for Al to go out with the win.
Yeah, if that's the case, and this is Al's kind of last hurrah, at least with HRL. I mean, maybe they'll be at some other APBA races this year, but they want to make a bang, and John's going to want to send Al out on a good note. So
and
regardless, John wants to end the note, end the season, kind of be able to say like, okay, we ended on top a little bit.
And and Al, he might have not have been racing for 30 years, but I remember running with Sam back in the day. Al used to walk around the pits holding a clipboard, and he did it for a number of years, just taking notes. Always wondered, why is this guy taking notes? Well, we all know now.
Yeah, we know now. Somebody needs to find that clipboard.
Someone find that clipboard. But
find that clipboard.
If this is truly Al's last HRL race and last year racing, hats off to him.
Hell of a.
He came in and he put one hell of a boat together and dominated for a while. And great guy, great competitor, and kind of a little bit of a genius in my book, because he did his homework and he put it all together.
I mean, he put together the fastest Ford we're probably ever going to see. So.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm hoping it's not Al's last year. That's one of the boats that you'd hate to see leave the field. Obviously, depending on who picks it up, that's helpful. But hopefully, Al's not leaving. He's going to keep going for a couple more years. But like you said, it's a pretty distinguished as well as very accomplished career. Like, kind of came in, learned, started, conquered, built, and had a really good brain up top. So I'm gonna also go with the 92 just because I think you have the combination of the fact that John's gonna drive the absolute shit out of it, and Eddie knows that mistakes are the enemy this weekend, not John.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think you get to a situation in that fight. Now, if Eddie's going in the final, it's already locked up. Who knows? Because again, like you said, Eddie could go out there and just be like, "What do I got to lose? We already won."
Yep. I think either way, it's going to be a duel.
Yeah, it's going to be. It's this. I feel like this is going to be the best
and
battle.
I hope the 35 throws it together for the last weekend and gets.
Yeah, I'm going 35 for the final.
All right.
I think you're going to pull the final. You like Bohornwall.
I do like Bohornwall.
You're going to keep it down on the front stretch.
Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out where that fucking spot is again, dude.
Watch that residential roller.
It's not, dude. I don't know if it's a roller or a freaking.
It's just a ramp.
Wind tunnel, what it is. It's weird.
Something right there. It's
it hits GP.
I'm gonna find it. It doesn't even when you know it's coming, it's still there.
Yeah. Go out there and drop a little buoy, and so you know where it's at. Before you
just start swirling buoys, just stays there.
Once we get that in Hydro Sim, we just have to turn up the wind in that one spot to 14.
Austin, you could have just taken it a little easier in Tonawanda, so I could have been on the outside and then the inside. Now I'm stuck in the middle all weekend. Asshole.
Hey.
Okay.
So what do you think? What do you think?
He picked 35.
Did you already pick? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh.
35 for the final.
All
16
right.
for the championship.
What about we want to do Pro Hydro next or 350?
Let's do Pro Hydro. 350 and GP go last. It's going to be a long conversation.
No.
Let's not make it too
Pro Hydro's technically the closest championship battle. You got a dead tie going into the final. It's also the most unique one out of the three because they're going to be in the same heat the whole weekend. They get 4 chances to claim it. I guess not 4 chances to claim it, but claim control. I wonder how they decide the lanes in the event of a dead tie like that. So I know for championship, Tremblay commented the championship, if they were to end in a dead tie, goes down to who won the most finals, which I think goes to Nick because they didn't run in Sorrel.
Throw them in there. Duel it out. Let's go.
Yeah.
Don't end it.
But-
Don't end by the rule book.
And in the case Pro Hydro going in the first heat of the weekend, I don't know who. Oh no, they do. Do they do time trials?
No,
Are they gonna do? No, they
they
have.
should.
They did them in Sorrel.
This is unprecedented. If there is 2 going into a tie and you have assigned lanes and not enough to split heats,
Yeah, I think you got
throw them in before or after the GP time trials. They both go do a time trial, and that's how you.
I agree. I think you have to.
That's the only way. I hope someone from HRL is listening because that you don't go by the rule book. Let's go by raw speed. If you have a tie, I want to see it on the water. We don't want to go by the rule book.
Well, Hornwall is one of those close courses though that I don't know that the inside lane's always an advantage. Probably more often than not, but it is one of those ones where you can get a good run on the outside.
It's all how you drive it. I'm going to pick Charette. I'm picking Charette. He's been really consistent. Pick Charette. I think Dominic he's broken down a couple times this year. And I think I don't know. Let's just go with Charette.
Who you got, Austin?
I didn't know what else to say.
I know he's had a fair bit of bad luck, Derek Anderson, but I think he'll pull it together for the good last race and finally get the Blue Water Special. I forget what the new name is, but get that running.
It's Essence 2
Good
or
again.
something. Like I think it's still part of the Essence team. Okay, so if you pick Derek to win the final, then you have to pick which one of Dominic and Guillaume get more points throughout the heats to win the championship because they're tied.
Go with Guillaume.
Yeah, you know why I'm picking Guillaume? It's a good point. I'm picking favoritism. He's the only one who had a beer with me before. I never had a beer with Dominic.
I'm gonna pick Guillaume too. I just think that boat's faster. Watching them throughout the year, I know they've had a couple really good battles together, but I just feel like similar situation to one with Lucas and Aiden. I just think there's a little bit more raw speed there. Anything can happen. I am excited to see how Eric LaBelle gets in the middle of this shit, though.
I wanted Eric to do something this year, man.
He's had some bad. He's had, first year back that, had some issues keeping that boat running the whole time. So, but when it's ran, dude, he's been able to beat both of those guys, and they've been able to beat him. It's been back and forth. It's been interesting to see if he didn't have some of those breakdowns. If he could have had a 3-way battle for the lead.
Yep.
But he's going to be a factor in some level this weekend because he's bound to split them at some point in lanes. And then in the final, and I don't see Eric as the kind of guy that's going to be like, yeah, sure, go around me.
No,
there's no shot, and I don't think he should either. Because it's funny that goes both ways, but I feel like in a final like that, and let's say Eric's in second, you got one of them in first, and then the other's in third. Letting them go around you is it's kind of a knock on the guy in the lead at that point. If giving him a better chance.
If someone just said, "Here, go ahead. I'm moving out of your way. I'm going to give you 2 lanes on the inside of me." I've gotten mad at people when they've left me way too much room. One time, I was racing up in Bahornwa. No, wait. What was the race that we don't have anymore up in HRL? Gananoque. It was in a 2.5 stock, I think it was. And Dylan Runny left me like 3 lanes on his inside. Came in, I was like, dude, you're a better driver than that. Don't ever do that again. I'm like, if I'm coming up on your inside, hold me tight. I'm like, it's not how you race.
Yeah. It'll be, I don't know. It'll be interesting. I feel like I'm gonna do similar to Austin. I'm picking Eric LaBelle to win the final, but I think Guillaume's gonna accumulate enough points throughout the 4 heats, and if they do time trials, to win championship. It's gonna be a fun one to watch, though. I know we hated on the Pro Hydros quite a bit. They've impressed me this year. They've put on a good show. You got 3 of them that are very close together in terms of speed, and they've gone back and forth trading heats most of the year.
I say whoever wins a championship's got to put a blower on it and go GP.
You probably could with the 2. I don't know that Eric's is gonna survive that.
No, I don't think
that's a wood boat too, isn't it?
Or Derek Smith's wouldn't. No, yeah, it's all wooden boat. Yeah,
yeah. And then you could with Roos's, because that is an old GP.
With which ones Roos have?
The old 25.
Oh, okay, yeah, with Roos, Dominic, and Charrettes, you could go GP, and you could go GP with the Andersons too.
Really?
Yeah.
There's no way that meets the minimum weight anymore.
I bet you it does. It used to run unlimited.
I guess true. It is a wood boat, but
no, it's composite.
Really?
Actually, it might be aluminum honeycomb.
I don't know.
It might be aluminum honeycomb. I'm not sure. All right.
350.
350. Go ahead, Oss.
Said it from the start. Not changing.
What'd you say?
Nicholas Roos.
Okay.
Yeah, Austin did. He picked Roos to win the final, I think, in Cambridge.
Did he?
Yes.
And
I have not changed once. It is Nick Roos, start to finish. He's came back with a vengeance.
Yeah, yes, he has. It's definitely, I mean, regardless if he gets the championship or not, I'd say
he's made a statement.
I don't know if redeem's the right word, but if it's not, for a lack of better words, redeemed himself in this first season back.
He has, and hats off to him. He's driving his ass off. He's doing good, doing everything right.
He reminds me of Paul Barber, dude. I was sitting there watching Tonawanda. He'd hop in the hauler in his gear, back that thing up to the crane, and then get out. They'd get off the trailer, he'd go race, and then they'd get up, and he'd go hop in the hauler the one time even with his helmet on and pull the thing back up into its spot. Just remember watching Paul do that every time with the hauler. Who's your pick, Bob?
Look, I like them. I like both teams. Both teams are doing a really great job. Going with the Dog Nasty.
For the championship, right?
I'm going with Dog Nasty for the championship.
Do you also have them winning the final?
I have them winning the final too.
Okay. I'm gonna throw a wrench in it again. I'm gonna go with Nick to win the championship. I think that 4-point lead really helps. And I think I think he'll be able to match throughout the weekend. And then the final, I think it's gonna come down to the dog needing to get 2 or 3 positions ahead of Nick, which is just going to be very challenging. I think Eddie's going to win the final. Didn't get a chance to run it in Tonawanda. The 999 was clearly the best boat in Tonawanda. I mean, watching it run in all those heats, to just dominant. Went around people on the outside with these, and Fred, who's no slouch at all. You had LaBouffe on the inside, went around both of them. I think Eddie's going to get himself into lane 1, and especially if he's able to lock this 2.5 championship up early and shift his focus. But like I said, I think Nick's going to get it done for the championship. I think that 4-point lead is going to matter, and especially if I think Eddie's going to win the final, that makes it harder for the dog to. At that point, I think they're going to need 2 positions on Nick in order to win.
I don't even know if I have the app on. I want to look at something real quick. Oh, I do have the app. Okay.
See if Dingus can figure out how to work this painfully simple app.
He won't.
I just want to let you guys know I did race over the weekend, and I am still not an APBA member. I was single event. I joined single event. So. But
Yeah, well, that's how it
just for
works.
the record, just for the
You
record,
were a
I'm
member until midnight on Sunday.
That's
Or
right. Not a
however
mo.
that shit works. Whenever
All right,
it
so
goes
Hydro
away.
350. No, that's not what I wanted. Season rankings.
I think Jacob's
There we
still in
go.
third, right?
Jacob still is in third.
Yeah.
All right, so how many heats do you think they'll break them up into 3 classes? I mean, three.
They'll break them up into 4 if they have enough.
They're going to do 3. They're going to do 3. So 1.
I don't think they'll run them 6 wide in qualifiers. So if they have more than 15,
so
they might do it in 1. Yeah, I guess maybe they would.
So the 666 will be lane 2 outside of Roos in the first heat. Outside of the Dog Nasty, if they do 3, will be Roshan.
The formula's backwards this year, Bob.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they flipped it this year to where the second heats where they kind of jumble around the numbers so that it's not the same heat flipped. That's the first heat formula now. Don't even try to figure it out. It's going to take you way too long to figure this shit out.
There they go, messing up a good thing. Messing up a good thing. Good job, HRL.
It's the same thing.
HRL. No.
It's the same thing. It's just flipped.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
GP, possibly the best GP fleet of the year. I mean, I guess not necessarily. You had the 135 and the 10 and the 17 in Valleyfield. So numbers wise,
Valleyfield was better.
135 obviously being a top contender level boat. 10's getting really close to that. 17, I just don't know on that course if it's really can be considered.
The 17 had issues all the way up until they got out west and they figured it out.
Yeah, it's also just that boat's definitely not built for a Valleyfield type course.
No, it's built for
that's a get wide open and keep wide open type of boat.
It's built for Chris Grant turns.
Yeah. So, but obviously, like we said with the F, similar to the F class, the championships not necessarily as big of a storyline because if the Canada boy just goes out and does its thing, finishes its heats, I don't really think that Andrew can catch them. I don't even think if they split them up to 4 and 4, I think they could take last in every heat, Andrew first, and they'd still win. So that's
look, cool that they win the championship. Canada boy wins championship. All I know is 2 years ago, GP said we're going to start agreeing going to certain races together, blah, blah, blah. 2 boats go to a race. That's not a race. You're going to give them points, whatever. At the end of the weekend, next podcast, I'm figuring out the points, taking out Sorel out of it and seeing who would have won if everyone agreed not to go to Sorel like the class did. No one wanted to go to Sorel.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. It's dumb. The class needs to get on the same page, and I think the Canada boy is a very deserving champion this year. I'm not saying you're not. It's hard for. It sucks because like I do feel like to some degree there is some level of an asterisk there with the fact that they were the one of 2 boats that showed up to Sorel, and it just the way the nature of the GP class is that really changed the whole landscape of the points. With that said, I'm not convinced that if the 71 was there and multiple boats were there, the 757 isn't able to walk out of the weekend with more points, or certainly not 50 losing 53.
Yeah.
Or whatever the lead is. So,
I mean,
I don't know. It sucks. I wish the class would just agree because then you don't have to have this conversation because it's.
I with that being said, I do want to point out how competitive that boat is since Kent Henderson has got behind the wheel of Canada boy. It's been night and day. He's driving the wheels off of that boat. He's doing a phenomenal job. But that's what you get when you put a good driver behind the wheel. You see
Kent's
those
been doing this for how long?
You see those type of results, and Kent's been going out and getting those results. And not just getting lucky. He's been going out, putting up good time trial numbers. He's been putting together good heats. just doing everything right, and it's been really good to see. I know he was worried about there for a while, thinking that he'd only after jumping in the Steeler for a little bit and then not getting in the Steeler anymore. He kind of thought that it was his last hurrah in Grand Prix, and then thanks to Mario for giving Ken Henderson a shot, he put him in, and Ken showed the world that he belongs in a GP. He
flies the crap
does,
out of it.
yeah, he does
Yeah, he
everything
does.
right. I do gotta say, was it a heat it was either the heat or the final. I think it might have been the final in Valleyfield. If Kent didn't get light, I don't think
It would have been interesting to see.
Don't think Andrew would have just walked away. Kent got light down that front stretch and had to let
Ken
out.
actually said it felt like he hit something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you could see from our end the boat got like very squirrely, not in like a
Yeah.
lifty way, like it like shimmied around. It was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, after one lap, they were side by side. So like you said, I don't think Andrew's gonna walk away from him. Is Kent going around the outside of Andrew? That's pretty tough. I don't know. It's 5 laps. It's 4 more laps going through turn 2 in Valleyfield. So it's a coin toss.
Yeah.
But dude, you're assuming no like serious attrition problems, you're not going to have a bad GP heat this weekend.
I don't
You're not going to be
so.
able
I think
to.
I think it's going to be really good. I know the Lupton boys are coming back with some vengeance. They they want to show everyone that they are way better than what they did in that final at Valleyfield, which we all know they are.
Yeah.
But they're going to come back and they're going to be pushing hard. Because they're both fast teams. Well, one team, but 2 boats. But they're fast and they're going to come back and push it. Jimmy Shane's coming back, I guess, to test the 50, make some handling issues. I don't know, but that'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting to see because the 50's had moments over the last couple seasons where it's shown it's totally a winning boat.
Yeah.
Or capable of being a winning boat. So
it's
one of those boats that you, like on any heat, it can go out there and win, it feels like.
Yeah.
So I mean you got 35, you got both Luptons, 50, the 71, 757. I mean, so at least 6. And dude, the 101 was at least what I saw in Tonawanda. I feel like it's totally capable of winning heats. And Eric Langevin, I mean, he might not be like raw speed the fastest one out there, but especially if he's on an inside lane, hits a good start, he's not going to be easy to drive around.
No.
It's every heat's kind of I want to say a toss up. Obviously, lane position is going to matter, but
yeah. So it's all going to be
time trial is going to be wicked.
Time trials is going to set the tone for the weekend.
Yeah,
and it's going to be electric. It's going to be good. And I'm here for it. It's right here. I'm going to be on the couch all weekend. But no, it's going to be good. Actually, I'm not going to be on the couch Saturday. I'll be at the Lions game. So,
nice.
then staying at them. Yeah,
nice. That's cool.
Yeah, but I'll have it on my phone. No worries. Maybe I can get Ford Field to put it up on the Jumbotron while I'm watching the football game. I can look up and watch HRL race.
Yeah. All right. But let's do it a little different with GP. Let's go top 3 in order for time trials and final winner. I think we can all agree we're picking the 757 to win championship, right?
Yeah.
So with the way the points are right now. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, top 3 in order for time trials and then final winner. Bob, you're going first.
Oh, I'm going first. Okay,
Yep.
I'm going.
We made Austin go first last time.
I'm going Jack Lupton first time trials. I'm going the 35 second time trials, and then I am going Canada Boy third in time trials.
Who's winning the final?
35. Donut time, baby.
Awesome.
35. Ken Lupton. Hydrofish.
Hydrofish.
That's the wild one, Bob.
Yeah.
2 years behind, bro.
It's bedtime, dog.
It's bedtime.
And then final. Yeah, gotta go with Brandon. Get the donuts.
All right. I'm going to go 35, 33, 71. And I think 71 and the 577 are going to be like within a tenth. And I'm also going with Brandon for the final. But goddamn, that final's going to be sick, dude. You're going to have some combination of the 35, the both Luptons, Kent, Andrew, Jimmy Shane. If that boat's got it and he doesn't need like crazy setup changes for him, boat's totally capable of making the final. Go throw Gold Cup champion in the mix for a GP final to end the year. That's pretty interesting.
Hasn't Andrew won the Gold Cup too?
Yeah. So I guess you
We
could
got
have
Gold Cup
two
winners,
different Gold Cup,
3
champions
unlimited
in-
drivers.
Yeah. So, and then I feel like if they get their shit together and kind of figure out what's been causing their engine troubles, watch out for the 101, dude. They might sneak their way into that final. And they got nothing to lose. Last race of the year, still just trying to kind of get it all sorted out. And I don't think Mercier is scared of turning that thing on kill.
No. If they keep it together all weekend and
Yeah.
final,
It was
will
really
be
fast
like
in Tonawanda.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be an interesting GP weekend. That's for
It's
gonna be good
Other than
all
Valleyfield-
across the board.
Other than Valleyfield, Valleyfield the last several years, like it's probably the best GP race that I can think of on paper.
Yeah.
Madison's been close, but they haven't necessarily had the full fleet, like the full HRL fleet join any of the years, which, especially in the GP class, even losing one top competitive boat, makes it's a big difference. Just as far as the lineup though, it's kind of hard to beat it.
I can tell you it's going to be a better GP race. Just hold my beer.
Yeah.
We'll
get to that.
Anyway, so that wraps up that. It'll be interesting. Good luck to everyone racing there. Be safe. I don't know if we're talking about anything after this. APBA is coming up. Board of Directors voting is coming up. I don't know if you guys covered this.
No.
They're not.
We have 3 inboard people running, and we need inboard people in there. We have Bob Wilson, Caitlin Fanaris, and Mike Talarczyk. They're all running. Please keep in mind we need inboard representation on the board, because right now these outboarders are running APBA. So we got to get that changed. We got to get in there to show some love to the inboards, try to get some things, maybe take that stack of bylaws and then throw them in the fire once you get in, so we can restart and try to move forward with the sport.
Yeah. Right.
But no, I've known Bob Wilson for years, and he's a straight shooter. And he'll get in there, and he'll if you vote him in, he'll do the right thing for inboard. He's raced boats for a number of years. He runs a company. He's ran Region 4. He's done everything and throughout life, and he's a great person. Caitlin Fanaris, I've known her for a long time, and she'll read that rule book to a
one
T.
thing you can guarantee is Caitlin's not going to go in there and let outboarders push her around.
No,
just not gonna happen.
she definitely has the best interest for inboard, and so that's another good person to vote for. I don't know Mike Talarczyk personally, so I'm not sure, but I know he is inboard. I know he runs a 2.5 stock. So
I think the thing that is most important, and I'm not trying to say any of them shouldn't be in there. If we could get all 3 of them in there, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
But I think what's important is we need, as a category, to make sure we get somebody in there. So talk to others, try to get on the same page, and the last thing we need to is evenly
spread
split
votes.
the vote all across all 3 of them, and just make sure that none of them get on. We gotta, as a category, we gotta talk around, we gotta communicate with each other, and not saying we got pick favorites. Like, this is politics. You win, you lose. That's how it goes. We got to get one of them in there. Like, it's got to happen.
And also, Bob Wilson has been the inboard racing chairman before.
Yep.
So he has, on every level with an inboard, he's done it. He's ran races. He's been an inspector. He's ran his own boats. He's ran inboard. He's a really good option. Caitlin Shaw, she's been racing. She's been helping put on events. She grew up in the sport. She's done a lot too.
IRC.
So, IRC.
She's seen it all.
Bob's been, they all, So, I mean, don't split votes. What does he get? 2 votes?
I don't know. Probably.
If you get 2 votes, pick Bob Wilson and Caitlin Finaris. Sorry, Mike. I don't know yet. I can't. But if you get to pick 3, pick all 3 of them. But if you get to pick 2, pick Bob and Kate. Because like I said, need good representation for inboard in there, and who knows, one of them can get in there and hopefully change things to make it easier for inboard to grow, to change, to do things better, and that's what we need. Because lately it's been status quo, and not a lot of stuff has been able to been done, especially because that famous word always comes up whenever you try to do something: bylaws.
Yep.
So, all right, we gotta touch on anything else. Race this weekend coming up, Ohio.
Oh yeah, we almost missed that. Indian Lake.
Lake.
Sandy Beach Regatta.
Yep. And
new race. Mark Weber's putting it on.
You know it's going to be a good race if Mark's
it's going to be a good race if Mark's doing it. You better fucking be on time. Quite simply. Yeah.
Be ready, be on time.
Yeah.
And when it's driver's meeting is in 4 minutes.
Yes.
4 minutes.
So I've not seen the venue, but I've heard really good things about it.
Yeah.
If it's anything like its name, it should be a really good venue. I'd hope for something similar to Quake in terms of like viewing area for the fans. And again, you never know on the water, I guess, but we'll find out.
Austin, didn't you say you drove past there the other day?
Yeah, I was on the way to Marysville, Ohio for an install, and I actually drove directly in front of the park. They have a big billboard sign right in front. I think
does it look like a big beach setup? Like,
I couldn't see into the park.
Oh, okay.
It's a state, I believe, a state park, just like Pontiac Lake was. So it was kind of tucked back in, but I saw the big sign pointing into the park.
Gotcha.
Cool. But I know Mike or the Webbers and that whole town, they've been really railing against that. It seems like it's more of a festival based type thing, which is
awesome.
Cool.
I mean,
I
think that helps race sites a lot when you build like a festival around the race. It's it attracts people, and like if you have a kid, you get to watch the race for a little bit, but they want to go do something at the festival, kind of like does a nice balancing act and makes the day go a lot better when there's more stuff to do besides just a boat race. Because it's hard to keep people's attention spans for a long period of time.
Yeah, just diversifies your your ability to bring in fans.
Yep.
And it makes for a better event. I feel like boat races are always better when there's something that goes along with them. Carnival, fair, car show, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Different races have different logistical capabilities, but when there's something to go with it, it always seems to bring more people down and make it cool. I mean, like Salina, for example, they didn't even really have anything necessarily to pair with it, but they have that boardwalk thing that's just totally built up now, and there's just so many people staying at that thing. Like, of course they're going to come over and watch the races. It's right there.
Yeah. So, no, that race will be really good. Mark Webber runs tight ship when he does a race, and hopefully they get a good boat turnout. I know the Game Ons, I believe they're staying in between races, between Quake and there, and I think they're in Ohio staying. So they'll get a good turnout. If not, they're going to have one freakishly fast 350.
Yeah.
But so it'll be good. Just I hope everyone, both race sites races safe, has fun. It's what it's all about. We don't make millions of dollars, so if you don't have fun, then why are you doing it?
Yeah.
So,
all right. Yeah, like Bob said, everybody stay safe on travels to the races this weekend, and then stay safe out on the water. Good luck to everybody down in Sandy Beach and everybody putting on the race. Hope the event goes well, and
yep.
hope everybody has a good weekend on the water. And then best luck to all these guys going up here running for championships in the HRL. It's gonna be very interesting weekend to see how everything plays out, and I'm excited to plant my ass on that concrete wall and watch it all live. You got any closing statements for us, Austin?
No, not at all.
No, he just doesn't. All right. Well, that was either episode 97 or 98 of Chasing Tails. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week to recap it all.